bracket stage you see here and how it works out. Anyways, the Deadeye Bounty League, it really is a lot about getting the teams themselves, keeping them in practice before the Han Tour Season 4 playoffs that are coming up around the corner here, which obviously is very important, as we're going to find out one more team that'll be going to Thailand for the World Finals, joining Sync Esports, representing the North American European region. So anyways, that's kind of a quick recap here of what this Deadeye Bounty League Season 2 is about. Ultimately, it's also going to be some good content, some good coverage here. We've had a couple of breaks, obviously, with Season 4 wrapping up, the regular season at least, and it's good to be back. I had a lot of fun yesterday being back, and I'm looking forward to continuing that here throughout these next couple of weeks. With that said, guys, casting today our kickoff match, Complexity Gaming versus Bad Monkey Gaming here in this 2-game series. So obviously a fantastic series to go with here to start things off. I am going to be doing a solo cast here initially, so yeah, just a heads up on that. I believe I do have somebody possibly coming, may join later on in this game, perhaps by the next game here. So anyways, going to be doing solo here to kick it off, but hey, we got some good Han, so again, looking forward to that. But I do apologize if I, every once in a while, take a swig of water. Got to keep hydrated, man. Got to keep hydrated. Okay, so anyways, this series here obviously should be a good one. Now, it is interesting because we got Complexity. Going back to the standings real quickly, they did play yesterday. They were supposed to play 2 matches yesterday, but them versus Evil Corporation, that kickoff match, was actually rescheduled. We don't have a date on that yet, but we'll obviously look forward to that. But they also played Druids, formerly known as Pine, or Pingu Dancers, or even before that, Revolution, a team that's, kind of been an entertaining team as of late. They actually defeated Complexity 2-0. Now, both teams were using ringers in the end. Again, I don't want to make excuses by any means. Druids definitely looked really good, and they, by all means, deserve the victory, but there is a little bit of an asterisk there worth noting. But hey, Druids, congratulations to them. We're going to see them later today as well, as you saw right there, or looking at the schedule, speaking of that. Yeah, they play Evil Corporation next, actually. We'll be covering that next year. But anyways, back to this one. So Complexity, they're coming off that loss. Now, they do have Fuzzy Sloth back. However, Love is not here. In place, though, Rogroste, sure enough, is going to be playing. Of course, he's a player that knows these guys very well. Obviously, I've had him on as a co-caster plenty of times as well, so I'm looking forward to criticizing him plenty. No, I'm sure he'll step in that support role just fine. But yeah, having Fuzzy Sloth back definitely helps, I'm sure. On the other side, BMG, Bad Monkey Gaming over here, you might notice they're playing with yet again a new 5th. They've been going through several. Obviously, they had Teltec for most of the season. They eventually went to Iceland Go-Go. After Teltec no longer could play. Apparently, Iceland Go-Go as well now is no longer part of the team. I believe I saw a post from Fusen about it. Something along the lines of just the time constraints and everything just weren't going to work out. So they actually officially picked up Macera, according to the admin here, as part of their roster as of yesterday. So Macera is now the new 5th here for BMG. Now, that brings an interesting, I guess, synergy. Well, whatever the word I'm looking for. It brings an interesting, as far as positions go, that's where I'm getting at here. Because, obviously, Teltic and Iceland Go-Go, both fantastic junglers. Macera, you definitely see him more as a middle player. You definitely see him more as that very aggressive ganking player, middle player, fantastic at that. I can't say I have a lot of history seeing him play in the jungle. So I'm really curious how they're going to be running things here. You got Boxing, Make, and Macera, all potentially mid players, as well as Suicide, can kind of switch off. So, yeah, that's what I'm intrigued about. Obviously, they're still confident they're going to run a jungler. They do pick Parasite, as we see here, getting into the picks. But, yeah, I don't know if we should expect Macera to play it. Maybe Fusen is going to show off some jungle here. I know there's been talk about that a little bit in the past, where he plays jungle and they get a new true support in the end. So maybe Macera will play support. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, as far as this actual draft goes, let's take a closer look here and see what's going on. You do see the chat right here. They did agree to mutually ban Salamon, so looking at that there. We got Ophelia, Warbeast, Magnus, and a Midas coming out as far as the overall ban. So, yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary there, really. It is interesting, though, Formless banning Ophelia. Again, it's seeing BMG, I mean, unless it's very possible I am missing something. I mean, maybe Fusen perhaps does play. I do think I have a history of knowing, at least, that Fusen actually plays, a decent jungler in the past, so there is still respect for that there. So anyways, Ophelia Warbeast, Magnus Midas. The picks here, Hellbringer first pick. We saw that a couple times yesterday too. So Hellbringer maybe kind of even getting more recognition than before. I mean, he's kind of already been a hero that obviously a lot of teams have respected. Fuzzy Sloth plays a great Hellbringer though too, and I'm sure it'll end up in his hands very likely. Into that Parasite as mentioned. So BMG is still really valuing the jungler. Again, curious to see where that ends up. Andromeda into a Luna, and then Magebane coming out into Gauntlet. Now that's interesting. Obviously, Gauntlet coming out here. Now, Gauntlet's interesting for a couple of reasons. One, with that. Now, see, I don't know how the Purge effects works with the Gauntlet. I don't think it works like a Nullifier Blade necessarily against a Malphus. I don't believe it does as far as the damage it does. So if it does, and that's even more of a reason why this is a great pickup, but again, I don't think that does. I'd have to get confirmation perhaps from chat there when this delay catches up. But even so, I mean, a great lockdown for a Magebane is obviously important. And, a good middle presence hero on top of that. And, Boxy plays a fantastic Gauntlet, so yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see that in his hands here. Hellbringer, Lodestone was the pick into Behemoth right away. The fact that Behemoth was left to a fourth pick is honestly astonishing to me, especially when you have Complexity over here. Oscar, it's like his number one hero by far. So that in itself is really interesting. There's the hydration we're talking about. But yeah, that's going to be interesting, or that's interesting that BMG was able to get that with that fourth pick right there. Not only that, though, but again, they valued Lowstone here over Behemoth, which in itself is also very interesting, considering, again, they play plenty of Behemoth, but perhaps they just wanted that tankier Suicide that maybe could handle the short lane a little bit better in the end than, say, that Behemoth. Cthulhu Font, the final pick, obviously against a Parasite. We've talked about it in the past. Cthulhu Font as a hero, frankly, just isn't that great of a hero in a lot of ways. However, if you are going up against a Parasite or even an Ophelia, the hook him does bring a lot of value there. So they do like Complexity, has a history here. So yeah, what you got going to be playing it. And then they finish with a Silhouette here. Not a big surprise necessarily. Silhouette, Baltazar, kind of two words that just really go together here. So yeah, that's something that I'm sure BMG is comfortable that they were able to get right here. So switching the overlays, there we go. Let me start up my replay thing real quickly too, so I can my buffer. Make sure to get some replays if big plays happen. I'm sure that potential's there. So yeah, it's definitely should be a good game here to kick it off. Obviously, nothing too radical as far as the drafting goes. So not much overanalyzing necessary here. What was I going to bring up? Oh yeah, Baltazar doesn't like the new. What skin is he using? Oh, this is that new one. Oh, it looks pretty cool to me. That Asto. Anyways, this is a PG stream, so actually kind of like I don't know. I haven't really seen it too much. I'm curious to see what the animations look like and everything. Anyways, that's a side thing. So yeah, you look at the schedule here today. We got Complexity versus BMG, Evil Corporation versus Druids next. Like I said, Druids is the former Pine team, and again, they defeated Complexity 2-0 yesterday. So now they did have Insania playing with him as well. So I don't know if that's going to be the plan today, and I am fairly certain that he is just simply was just ringing for them yesterday. So I don't think. I mean, Insania's made it pretty clear. He obviously still loves Han, and he's obviously one of these players that in a sense has moved on maybe to other ventures, but he's done so much for the game. He's been around for so long, and he still always kind of just finds a way back. It feels like so. And by all means, he's always welcome as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, the point being, though, I don't think he's a permanent for the team. I think he was just ringing for them. But we'll see if we see him again today. But obviously, Evil Corporation. That, I was having the discussion. I had a different guy on yesterday as my co-caster. And we were talking about the upcoming playoffs a little bit, kind of previewing that a little bit as far as, who the favorites are especially. Sync ultimately won it in the end, so they're the number one seed. They are going to Thailand, so they're not in the playoffs. Knowing that, we expect a great playoffs. So many teams have potential to win it, but if we had to pick favorites, I was pointing out how Complexity was kind of the favorite going in. But to be, I mean, he brought up the point though that really, I don't even know if that's the case anymore. I mean, if we're talking about, halfway through the season, then obviously, yeah, complexity. The first half of the season, especially the first 6 cycles, really. I mean, they were the dominant team. They did start to fall off a little bit though in these last couple of cycles. I mean, the results overall, I think they got third place still in the final cycle. So it's not like they fell off completely by any means, but they ultimately ended up not getting that number 1 seed by the time the last cycle rolled around, which is the only cycle they didn't have claim the number 1 seed. So go figure. But EVO Corporation did have better results in the later, the last 3 cycles even. So, of course, this is also a team that won DreamHack. Or not won DreamHack, but got second in DreamHack. Of course, did best out of the North American European teams. Obviously, over there, MRR, of course, taking DreamHack out of Thailand. But Mr. Punk Ping over there, God, I'm excited to see him again. God, let me tell you about that. I know we haven't previewed too much, obviously, with the World Finals coming up just yet. I still got a little bit of time here, but when we start really previewing, start analyzing, start doing some more research on those Southeast Asian teams again, Punk Ping especially, and there's several players from over there that are just so fun to watch and really fantastic players that we don't get to see ever. So that's going to be fun, too. So you see right here, Complexity trying for the 5-man gank at the top lane. Almost actually worked. Almost caught Baltazar off guard right there, but he was able to react in time. And able to tree grapple away, so he is good. Oh, look at that right there. It wasn't on D&D, he reminded me, but looks like he is back now. So let me go ahead and bring him on, actually, real quickly. Let's make this a dual cast. Always nice having a co-caster. Anything for the breaks.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, different guy?
It's going great.
Hey, yeah. So we are live here. Let me give you access actually real quickly to join the game, so we can get you in. Appreciate you joining me. Coming home here.
Yep.
You're gonna be playing later today. That's right. So
Yeah.
look forward to that. You having a good Sunday here?
Yep.
Good.
It's great.
Good. Let me do this. Okay, there we go. All right, if you relog, you should have it here. As far as the access goes, maybe soon. It's not. There we go. Now you should have it. Okay. Have you used that before, by the way? You know how to use it?
Yeah.
You just type in the player name. Okay.
Easy.
Easy, easy. All right, so yeah, I've been kind of just rambling on a little bit. We had a little bit of a pause there, but we are now officially just starting. So you're actually pretty good time. We're literally just starting the laning phase here. As a Luna, oh no. That is going to be a bloodlust kill. Fusing goes down. Kind of just caught that at the tail end of it. But look at Complexity. They're running an aggressive pseudo-Trilent up here. They got the Cthulhu font, sure enough, helping Andromeda and Lodestone set up a bloodlust kill onto a Luna. So very good find there, and the aggressive lane perhaps catching BMG off guard a little bit there, so getting the bloodlust out of it. So you're in now? Okay, it's cool.
So
oh, middle. So we're going to
both
lose.
team using ringers again, or?
So not necessarily. No, BMG actually, Masera is their new 5th. Iceland Gogo apparently just time constraints and stuff. He's just not going to be able to play, so they had to get a new 5th, and so Masera is actually their new 5th according to their official roster here. So Complexity is, though. They obviously are using Regroste in place of Love here.
Yeah, feed Roasty. I see him.
Feed Roasty, yeah. But they do have Fuzzy Sloth back, so that's good, of course, on the Hellbringer here. So yeah, looking at the draft here, obviously you talked about it. The only one thing that really kind of stood out to me a little bit was the Gauntlet pickup here in the hands of Boxy, of course. They third picked the Gauntlet, so, but
I think he plays a lot of Gauntlet.
He does.
One of the only players, though.
I was trying to think of some reason for it, though. Like yeah, you're all right that he does play a good amount, but it's like, is there an actual reason for it other than that? As Baltazar gets killed at the top lane, wow. Nice take on it.
I don't think there's any special reason this game, just a comfort hero for him.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough. But yeah, this aggressive tri-lane, it's actually working very well now. So they kill Silhouette up here, so smart decision, it seems, by Complexity.
Yeah, they realized that Mage Queen is going to have a good time anyway against the Behe.
Yeah.
So they might as well pressure the Silhouette. It's not really the same case as a Salomon, because Salomon doesn't really do well 1v1 against the heroes, but Mage Bane generally have a good matchup against most suicides, especially BE.
They did agree to ban Salomon, by the way, so worth pointing out there, obviously. Hellbringer's fine there. Parasite was coming in for a gank, but no, he's good. Yeah, so that was the other thing, actually, speaking of, again, not a ringer in this case, actually, but Macera being the new 5th, he's not necessarily a player that I see playing a lot of jungle, so he is playing the jungler here, though.
I've seen him play a bit of jungle in scripts, but
Okay.
I don't know. I know him as a mid player mostly. So.
Exactly, yeah.
But I think he'll be fine. It's like, if you really try to learn the rotations, I think it's the role you can learn most easy, or what you say.
Okay.
It's easier to transition into jungle, I think.
Yeah, it's about really just knowing those timings, the rotations, and, you know, obviously every jungler, you know, it's a little bit different with camps and stuff, but yeah, just getting comfortable with that. He has been around for a long time. So, top lane, Andromeda. She's roaming through. Now, Parasite obviously with the Stealth Hunter nearby. There's a combat on the Silhouette. Andromeda will fall, but at what cost here? Silhouette dropping quickly, and Silhouette is going to go down. A double damage Cthulhu assisting with that. So, not the trade you're looking for if you're BMG here. Top lane. So, Silhouette, 2 deaths already. Not looking good.
Yep. It's a comfort pick for Balthazar, but they're really addressing him, so it's going to be a tough game for him.
Yeah. Definitely not the...
They really outlaned the BMG this game, because they have the Cthulhu to counter Para, so he can't really help the lane at all. And yeah, it's just a superior lane.
Yeah, Cthulhu, it really is an interesting hero because I've had this conversation with other co-casters before. So it's like there's agreements. It sounds like that Cthulhu as a hero is not that good, really. When you look at his skill set, it's just like it's all kind of like there's just better options out there. But the Hookem kind of gives him that. Okay, well, he is somewhat of a counter to Parasite and Ophelia, even you could say, as well. So
mostly Parasite, I would say. But
yeah,
it is kind of a counter pick. You don't see it too often. I don't know, I think we picked it once against Pine, but that was more because it was a tanky hero and we didn't want to die, so... but, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, complexity. Yeah, they have history running it, too. I mean, What You Got has played this every once in a while, so... Yeah, not surprising.
Mostly when there's a Parasite, though, I think. Because it's not going to get banned, so you're always going to have the option of getting the Cthulhu fan. Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's like... So... The few games that we happen to see Cthulhu without a Parasite, especially on the other side, that's where you're like, okay, what are they thinking here? Because not really that great. But, yeah, they do have it with the Parasite there on the other side. Mage Bane. Oh, yeah, the blink in time. That was so close. That would have been absolutely huge for BMG here. Oh, nice stun by Cthulhu meanwhile, and actually Behemoth now is very likely dead. Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Oh my god, top lane too. Lodestone solo killed Silhouette.
I think B would have killed him if he maxed his E, because then he wouldn't get the blink off, but I might be wrong. I think that's a kill if he has maxed the E.
Rather than the second into the fissure there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's longer stun with ulti and W, so you're gonna get like the whole combo off. But I see a lot of players doing the 2-pointed fissure instead of maxing E when you're solo laning. It's kinda, you can do it both ways, but depends.
Yeah.
If you wanna go for the kill level 6 as you did, I would definitely max E though.
So yeah, during that though too, you look over, I mean, granted Oscar happens to be a 2-level advantage, but he solo kills Silhouette up here, and Lodestone a hero with that potential for sure, but man, Balthazar really is having a struggle up at this top lane.
It's hard for him to lane now, because, I mean, Oscar can zone him alone. He just used 1 W on him, and he'll be half HP. So.
Oh, Behemoth. Make, he's kind of found off to the side over here. He's going to get that fissure off. Delaying a little bit of Malphite comes out, though. It's like, all right, I really want this kill. And they make sure they get it.
They
Parasite.
are bringing a lot of heroes, though.
They are, and there is Malphite with actually the ultimate use. Cthulhu those stuns through. Hellbringer tanking the damage somewhat. He is going to end up falling here most likely. Yes, he will go down, but Parasite does fall as well. You do see Gauntlet getting low. However, well, he's on the
That was
run.
a good
Malphus
trade.
chasing, though.
Was a good trade in the end for BMG, but overall still in favor of complexity.
Well, look at this Malphus. They might get another kill out of this. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, he should be fine.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah, maybe not,
It's a lot of
actually.
damage.
It is. He can't get an auto attack off, though, yeah.
I think he should just. I'm not sure if it spreads like fireballs at level 1. Probably doesn't.
No. So, yeah, I wasn't able to get that off there. Well, in the end, so you mentioned that good trade perhaps for BMG there overall, but...
Overall, it was better for coL. It was 2 for 1, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was, I think, so.
But it was good with the kill on Fuzzy, slowing him down. He hasn't
Yeah.
had a great game overall, Fuzzy. Or he's had an okay game, but... Definitely Oscar, the standout this game so far.
That
He's gonna
and-
go for a kill again.
Is he? Oh, no. Okay, yeah, he is going to get away barely. That Shadow Sword missing. Now Lothar in trouble? Maybe not. Aluna's the one in trouble as Andromeda was here to assist. Actually, Lothar, I mean, Silhouette wants this kill, but I was going to say, okay, yeah, he does get the kill. Cthulhuphant, though, tramples in, and definitely worth it for complexity here. Oh, boy. Oh, behind, though. They're flanking in now. Gauntlet will get the pick up on Andromeda. A little bit of stagger there. He does get the kill, though, but now Hellbringer chasing. Doesn't have
I
Malphus
think
just
BMG
yet.
can fight them. With
Oh,
they
and
have 3
Parasite,
heroes
yeah.
And Be here ulti.
Oh, that fissure block, though, kind of caused issues. They can't really go back in. So now they're in an interesting spot. in the
Yeah.
river.
A little awkward here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gonna be easy for BMG if this fight breaks out.
Oh, well, they run into
But they're
Cthulhuphant.
kind of 2v2 right now, though. So
Yeah, Behemoth not here, so... Well, they do get the kill on Cthulhuphant. Now Hellbringer is actually in trouble.
yeah, he's dead.
Well,
Probably.
he has Lodestone coming, though, so... This,
Yeah.
there's a Shockwave Lodestone. Is he going to go? He is. He wants to maybe save, if anything. No, Hellbringer is going to still go
Oh,
down.
he's in a bad spot as well.
And now Lodestone's in a lot of trouble. You could tell Oscar was second-guessing it. He's like, do I really want to go? And he chose to at the end. And that didn't work. Well,
that was a huge fight for BMG.
yeah. Maybe we'll take that.
But then again, they have the Mage Bane factor on complexity, so they're fine with this.
Mhm.
As long as they come out ahead or even of the laning phase with the Mage Bane, they're ahead in the game.
Yeah.
Especially when he's farming this well.
Yeah, good to see Formless on that farming role, of course. The carry role. Again, we had a game yesterday where it was a little bit out of whack there for complexity, but today it seems like things are a little more typical, a little more what we would expect here. As far as who's playing what. But yeah, as you mentioned, Mage Bane, he's doing pretty well. 435 gold per minute, does have the Sustainer, and the Steam Boots even on top of that for that matter. So I believe even a Broadsword's coming out right here on the Courier. So yeah, he is. Is it a Broadsword actually? No. That would actually be really fast, wouldn't it? Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, it has to be.
Jeez.
I mean,
It's doing
he's
well.
free farming completely, so he should get cleaver around 13, 14 with his build up.
Yeah.
Going the Iron Shield and Steam Boots first, so.
Meanwhile, guess who died at the top lane? Silhouette again. It's now a fifth death for Belgium.
It's kind of like, it's these 2 heroes, Mage Bane and Salomon, you have to address them.
Yeah.
'Cause they will just take off. Especially Salomon, but Mage Bane as well, to some extent. Because he's so mobile, it's so hard to gank him when he gets that cleaver, because you see him at one camp, and 2 seconds later he's at the opposite camp in the jungle. You see, blinked twice. So it's hard to pull off a gank on him, because he's so mobile.
Yep, that's obviously what his big strength is, no doubt. And that's what allows him to be able to flash farm so well compared to other carries even. So yeah, he is a difficult stop there. I mean, despite having 5 deaths, Baltazar, he's obviously not doing great.
5. Holy moly! I
Yeah.
think it was 5 steps. It's crazy.
Exactly. He's still
He's
280
doing
gold per
okay.
minute.
It's kind of the story of BMG though. They always have 4 people farming, and at least 2 people are gonna do well no matter what, even if they're getting ganked a million times. They always seem to get the farm.
Yeah.
I think if you found some stat, they're by far the team who farms the most creeps of all teams. BMG, I think.
BMG, really? Huh.
Yeah, as a team though, if you look at they always have 4 players farming a lot.
Okay. That's fair. I would almost say complexity, to be honest, because they are like a
Yeah,
late
but
game team usually. But
yeah, I don't know. Oscar doesn't really farm creeps. He's kind of like the suicide player who gets a few creeps in laning phase, but then he's gonna set up plays the rest of the game.
A lot of
While
kills,
Maki,
yeah.
you see him a lot of times on heroes like the Midas, where he's just on a side lane pushing it all the time, ends up with like 300 creep kills.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Different ways of playing though. Both can work definitely. Maki is great at the split pushing.
Silhouette up here again. He's being protected. Oh, he is able to.
Oh, it's so crazy, man. You get like, I guarantee you, even Oscar was unsure if he was gonna get that kill when he missed the
Yeah.
Q, but he just went for it anyway because the damage is so insane.
Why not?
Even when I play Lodestone, sometimes I'm like, do I have the damage? And then you go in and you have it.
Like,
He was on in boots though, to be fair, so
Yeah, but
Balthazar,
still.
he probably would have lived on strength boots. Because he missed the Q.
Yeah.
I think he would have lived.
I got the replay up right here. It's just like obviously at the expense of Balthazar, but yeah, seeing him miss that Q, and seeing him miss the what is it called? The rocket drill right there, and then still just drop him.
I mean,
It's
it
just
is a
something.
800 HP silhouette though, with
Yeah.
intelligence boots, so
That's true. Yep, this is not a fun game for Balthazar here. And then
you can't really blame him. But I mean, you should be on strength boots the entire time against this Legion team. You should never swap to intelligent boots. Like, you don't need that extra mana for just farming your lane.
isn't it like
I mean, I can understand if you're in the jungle, you wanna use your Q, you swap for in boots, but
okay?
why on lane, especially against a hero like Lodestone, who can always solo kill you? You need to be on strength boots at least.
See that is really interesting because I know there's players that are in the mindset it's like you got to always be very efficient and it's kind of funny. It's interesting how this ties in a little bit, but obviously with what happened. Okay, so over in the Dota world, Swinamons, of course, has had a lot of history in Han, and there was the infamous situation with him where he dropped, in the case of the Storm Spirit, just to get a little more mana. He dropped Storm Spirit, used the bottle to get more mana, and then the idea was, pick it back up after that. We see players do that all the time with certain items, but, that is the worst case scenario what happened to him there, where, in that game at least, you can destroy items, actually. In ours, you can't, so... But that happened, it got destroyed, and then things kind of fell apart.
Then the game
from
is
there.
almost over.
Yeah,
at
it's
that
like
point.
all because he wanted to save a very little, in the big scheme of things, amount of mana. So,
But I mean,
yeah.
if you look at his mana right now, he has like 700 mana, and he would have like 500 maybe, 550 on strength boots, and his spells aren't that like expensive, so I don't get why he would be on int boots. He has a sustainer as well for the mana region and the Ring of the Chichu.
Yeah,
There's not really any reason to be on int boots.
it is interesting. Well, yeah, he got picked off on the end boots there, trying to be a little crafty, and well, that's now 6th death for him. So struggling to barely be at the 300 gold per minute. I mean, Boxy does almost have his portal key, and he's level 11 here, so definitely a playmaking hero. But they're going to need a lot of big plays from him.
Parasite closing in on Puzzle Box as well, and PK on Make. I mean, they do have some items coming up, but yeah. Have to address Magebin soon. I think his cleaver is flying out right now, so...
Yeah, he definitely bought the second broadsword, so yeah, it's just
do
one
have
here.
stacked ancients as well.
So
Only
is-
double, but
Yeah, maybe get the one more. Oh, is somebody nearby? No, they're going to miss this stack. It's unfortunate. Maybe
that's
they'll
another
stack
thing
it.
that's crazy about Dota. You can stack infinite times.
Well, yeah, back in early days of Han, yeah, when that first translated over to Han as well. So I remember the early days, Malakin, Puppet Master, you get heroes like that, and you would stack the ancients like 5-6 times. I think you do them very early on in crazy form. So,
Yeah.
yep, limited to 3 here, and I think it's nice. To
It's
have
fine.
That. Yeah. I don't think anyone's complaining
It's
about
too
that.
complicated.
Well, Make DC'd still, so hopefully nothing too big here. Obviously, this match was postponed a little bit. It was postponed by about a half hour here, so we already got started
That's
a little
perfect
bit
for
late.
me.
Yeah, it worked out for you. Yeah, yeah,
But yeah.
yeah, there.
He does have red snipe right now, Luna. I don't know if they're. It was probably to save Balthazar, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no one low enough.
Yep.
Good kill. Yep, did not get the save. So
So this is typical Fuzzy Sloth. He never rushes the resto. He always seems to get like odd items like shrunken head or something weird on Hellbringer before he goes for the resto. A lot of build up usually. He doesn't favor the resto, so he gets it like if the game goes really late, but he wouldn't get it otherwise if it's just a 30-minute game.
yeah, likes all of the stats early on here. But yeah, there's other Hellbringers that we saw yesterday, in fact, where he got it right away to a point where he barely had enough mana to even cast all three. Double ultimate.
Cthulhu has to have a PK coming in as well, right? With 300 GPM. I think he has. It's his courier, one of them, right?
Oh yeah,
One
looks like
one
it.
is the cleaver and one is the PK, I would assume. So
Yeah.
it's looking great for complexity so far. Definitely give them the edge.
Oh yeah, no, they're in control of this game right now for sure. Them locking down that silhouette. He's back in 5 to 10, we hope. Oh boy. Well. Okay. Well, we're gonna do the whole. We're gonna take a break then as well, and hopefully not too long here. But we'll resume when he is back. So. Take a short break, guys. It looks like hopefully only about 5 minutes, maybe less. We'll see. Keep you guys updated. Let you know in 5 minutes at the very least if something's changed or different. But again, hopefully he's back not too long here. So we are going to take a short break, guys, but stay tuned. We got game number 1 continuing. Complexity versus Bad Monkey Gaming. It's a solid game so far. Just a little bit of a player issue here as far as power going out apparently. So anyways, guys, stay tuned. We'll be back. Game 1 of this series will resume shortly.
Checking for a pulse. I'm breathing deeply. Think I'm zoning out. I can't see clearly. Hope that nothing's lost. Doctor, tell me I'm stable. I feel my vitals about to drop. Please tell me you save me. I'm in a state of emergency. Somebody please help me.
All right, we are back. I was AFK right there, but it looks like Maka is back and jumping back in, and Gauntlet is gonna get picked off. Well, that's fun. Okay, so yeah, jumping back into this game right now. I don't believe I missed too much there. I do apologize. I did leave my computer for just a minute there. Okay, so anyways, a different guy, you back as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they just resumed. So.
Okay, yeah, I believe they just moved back into it. So, anyways, yeah, so they get the kill onto Gauntlet right there. They're going to push middle lane now, and there goes the tower, of course. So, good rotation here, and obviously as a team, Complexity continues to do very well, and especially when you have a Mage Bane now nearly 500 gold per minute just getting the Rune Cleaver. It's just going to get worse, it feels like, for this Hellborn side. Now, that's a nice kill, at least. Getting a support kill there, but Masera going the Codex, by the way. Okay. Is that the best choice?
I don't really like it, this game. I mean, they do have the Cthulhu for the puzzle, but... Oh, that's a big kill.
Yeah.
But going back to the Parasite, I mean, there's so tanky heroes, and there's a Mage Bane who has Blink to get magic armor, and give the team magic armor, so I don't think it's great, this game. I don't like it.
No.
He could have gone the Aura build even if he wanted to not go for the puzzle box round. Like get Abyssal, Souls, etc. They don't really have any obvious heroes for those items. So I think that route would have been better this game.
Yeah, Codex really is such a weird item in general. It's like it's notorious for being like a troll item to an extent, you know, kill stealing item, obviously in the TMM scene and things, but it was relevant for a little bit there. You know, Parasite, especially, you know, earlier on in his days, Codex was actually the go-to build, and, you know, like Talion, things like that. Now, actually, the action here in the jungle, as that was some interesting interaction with the stuns right there, but Gauntlet is going to try to get away now. They do lock down Cthulhu, but nice swap at the last second. The Elephant's going to actually live right here. Andromeda taking some damage as he has that armor buff, remember. He is going to fall in the end, but the Mana Rift just secure the kill on a Behemoth. Mage Bane blinking out. Here comes Bakalotso. Silhouette's going to fall. Parasite getting low as well. On top of Gauntlet even. Gauntlet gets the kill on a Mage Bane just before, but he does fall in the end, of course. And Aluna goes down to the Elephant just before they could not kill him. A genocide in the end for Complexity. Well, that turned into a pretty chaotic fight right there.
Yep.
That favored Complexity,
I think they had the Shockwave on cooldown, that fight. So...
was it? You know what? Yeah, I
think
guess it was. Yeah.
It's 120 right now, and
oh yeah,
it's 15 seconds left, so I think it was on cooldown. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Definitely was then. So unable to use that, and he also just got his portal key here recently too. Gonna make a big play with that. So top tower goes down, and the league grows for Complexity. I mean, obviously the one big thing for BMG was that they did kill Mage Bane again. So they have killed him now a couple times since he's gotten this.
He's still farming 500 GPM.
Close to it, yeah.
Because he got some kills there as well. So.
Oh, look at this bottom lane. They were trying to set up. It's actually a pretty good idea, hoping that Mage Bane would maybe port down here to farm it.
Yeah.
But he did not.
That's where it's interesting as well with the Codex, because you buy it to get some burst, maybe onto Hellbringer or Mage Bane. But then you look at the team, you already have Gauntlet for burst, you have Behe for burst. So, yeah. It's interesting that he went the Codex. Even more burst. They're definitely going to be able to instantly kill heroes like Hellbringer if they don't want him to get an ulti off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, going back to that, yeah, Codex, again, it is an interesting item in that sense. Like I said, it has had actual history. Again, the Lex Talionis build especially. Obviously, that got nerfed, though, so no longer the case there. And the growing of Puzzle Box and, you know, buffs to it to an extent, and but then even as you point out, yeah, sure, maybe not this game Puzzle Box, but then the auras, it's like, that's just so much more beneficial to your team, it feels like. Even if you're not grouping up constantly and fighting, just having that secure for when a fight like at the top lane does happen. I mean, just having those effects.
That's what you feel like BMG does, though. They constantly look for pick-offs and fights throughout the mid to early game, so the Irish would just make so much sense for this team. Mm-hmm. They're fighting all the time. It's like at least 4, then Balthazar's farming, usually. There's a Stealth Hunter if he's gonna find it.
Oh, well. Got a camp
That's a
match
great
champion.
combo with the Codex.
Oh, yeah.
At least.
Yeah, it's...
Easy kill on Reg Roasty.
Yeah, again, that's where it is good, obviously. You know, anyone he finds in this game, maybe other than Mage Bane, of course, and I guess Lodestone did. Well, okay, not anyone.
And Cthulhu Fan.
Hellbringer and Andromeda. Hellbringer, maybe.
I think
Okay.
he can't even one-shot Hellbringer if he's on string. Because he has the Vestment as well, so...
So I should have looked at that before I actually got to my point right there, because yeah, never mind. It's not really. He
Other
doesn't
than
have a
Mage
lot of
Bane,
solo kill
wait,
potential.
he can
yeah.
only kill Andromeda.
Yeah, that's the only one. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't think
It just
BMG
seems
can
weird.
afford to just sit back this game though. They have to force something, either Kong with Gauntlet or take some objectives or something, because Mage Bane is just gonna get far ahead.
Oh.
And he is he in trouble? Oh. That was one of those, like the boxy top play where you just blink at the exact second
Yeah.
frame of the ulti.
And you know what's so interesting about that? I was actually targeting Behemoth right there. I had my camera following him, and I saw the animation come out, the Malphus, and I thought for sure like he was dead there because of that. But he actually somehow still blinked in time. That was ridiculous. Right there. What you got, meanwhile, picked up in the middle lane, so nice rotations there from BMG. And they secure another kill. And actually, we're going back in for more, though. Parasite is going to be picked off here. The Shadow Storm not hitting much. Behemoth jumps in with a counter now. Mage Bane to swap out from Andromeda. She will go down, of course, but saving Mage Bane bursts onto him. Lodestone, he gets pulled back in. Big mana rift right there, actually doing a lot of damage to Gauntlet. And Behemoth does fall shortly after. And now the chase is on for Complexity, as Aluna also gets picked off. So a double tap for Formless in the midst of that. So it looked good for PMG to start. Not the best finish, though, as Complexity and Mage Bane
You really
especially
saw
works.
the Mage W come into play there. He had like 8 magic armor, or how much? 12 magic armor when he
Himself,
when Behe ulted him. So he took almost no damage from the Behe ulti.
Yeah, that's maybe one of those that you don't really think about too much when you think about Mage Bane,
It-
honestly.
It
It's
did a huge lot there. Like Behe it would have been for sure a kill on Mage Bane if he didn't have it up between Gauntlet and Behe.
I gotta say, I didn't realize it was 12 on himself. It seemed like, yeah, that's a lot right there.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
a huge amount. If he has it on, the Behe ulti just deals like 200 damage, maybe 150.
yeah, we'll see. Mage Bane's like when you're pushing into a base window, they'll blink like right in the same spot just to put that buff up. Not only himself, but teammates, obviously. So yeah, it is just another nice utility of the hero. And I
There's the rest of
think, okay, yeah,
Proving
Stone and
hero.
Hellbringer, yeah.
and the shrunken head on Mage Bane.
Yes, that's what I was going to say there, too, yeah. So he has
I
that
like
now.
that. He's only up against magic damage, especially when he goes Codex. So.
Yeah. Yeah, for right now, it's just really just all magic.
Gonna take a
potentially
lot
physical.
of time for Silhouette as well to
Exactly.
catch up. So.
Big
It's gonna be
interaction here at the top lane. Parasite Malphus does come out eventually. This all started with the jump out of Cthulhu Font, and it seems like that doesn't work out most of the time. Parasite's going to fall. You see the barbed armor on Lodestone there doing a little bit of work. Gauntlet's on the run. He's got his Q. He is going to be able to portal key away and actually Homecoming Stone out. So a good getaway from Boxy in the end, but still a 2-for-1 in favor of the Legion side. And they may now push this top lane again. Hellbringer does. He has a second ultimate actually ready to go. He used his Resto Stone already.
But it's the same problem as yesterday. He doesn't have mana. And
Yeah. He cast, if he
that
wants
is
to
the
cast
thing
everything.
with rushing it, though. I like to see the mana ring sometimes, but I don't know. Or the tablet or something before, just so you have the mana for other spells than only using ulti, resto ulti.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the hero, but it would be nice to have the freedom to use the other spells as well.
Yeah, so wants to get a little bit more mana here, of course. That's Fuzzy Sloth, but he has another 1,100 gold to help him with that, so very likely to be coming up here shortly with whatever next tier item he looks to go for next year. Oh, just farming a little bit there. But yeah, we do see the barbed armor again on low, so another 2,000 gold already saved up, actually, so he's doing just fine. Oh, bottom lane, this is not good for Mage Bane. The Gauntlet, it was a little late right there. He did get off the Shrunk, and I'm not sure what that was about from Boxy, actually. And now he's being chased down. He is going to hook him forward, just trying to run right here, and he is going to be fine because of that. But That seemed like a misplay there.
Yeah, I didn't really catch it, but
I don't
that would
know.
have been a huge kill.
Yeah, I don't know what he must have misclicked the creep or something, because he definitely was a little late to cast the R. He was
I
invis
mean,
going into that.
that would have been such a huge kill. They would have been able to take Kong for free because he didn't have buyback.
True.
That would have been big.
Yeah, would have been important, but coming up short there. So, again, Baltazar taking a look back at him. Obviously, as we've stressed here, this has not been a good game for him at all. 7 deaths here, a lot of them coming early in this game. Now, he is 350 gold per minute. He does have the Null Stone. Portal Key is just about there, so he's going to finally have kind of the core here a little bit later, but that does bring the mobility of him and the split pushing aspect, at least. So, something that Complexity will have to worry about here a little bit coming up. As there's a top tower push. So, good news for BMG there. Trying to be positive for them, but yeah, Complexity is definitely still feeling pretty good here. Probably going to see just a full Geometer Bane from Mageman, I'm sure. Finished here coming up. Could you see anything else?
No, I think it's going to be the standard build. He doesn't need a lot of damage this game to win the game because he's going up only against the Silhouette, who's not farming very well. And he has the Shrunken for the other heroes, so I think he's just going to get Geobane, Frostwolf probably.
Yeah.
To get some survivability, and yeah, he doesn't need more damage. He'll kill them really fast anyway.
Oh, Gauntlet found by Hellbringer there, but quickly Portal Keys away, and we'll be fine. Obviously, Conqueror hasn't been attempted just yet, but coming to a point where that could happen in the near future. Macera he is leveling up the Codex, isn't he? He just got a level 3, I think, delivered to him now, so not only that's always the other thing too. It's like it's one thing to buy it, but then to keep investing gold into upgrading it. I mean, you're essentially this is turned into now at level 5 an 8,000 gold item.
Yeah.
So or 7,000.
That's where they have
gold, I guess,
the Andromeda complexity as well.
yeah.
They can go for the one-shot on Magebane, but if Ray Roast is quick enough, then they will just stomp the fight. Just he swaps him out.
Wow. They really wanted that Behemoth dead middle lane, and they get it. So that's
Trying to invest one ulti. He does not have buyback, so that's going to be free Rex.
yeah. That's why. I mean, they know how important Behemoth is to this team. Obviously, when it comes to
That's-
big group ups.
Honestly, 2 Rex if he wants to invest another Malphus.
Yeah, he's got a second one. You're right. He still has the rest of Stone to use the hook. That's an illusion. So Gauntlet was
They
hoping
must
that.
realize now that it's on cooldown as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just pops the second Malphus and they go take another Rex. They could even take it without second Malphus.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like why even waste it in that sense? You're probably just gonna be able to anyways. So just save
It's
it for
gonna
in
be
case they
close
jump.
though now.
True. Behemoth is up in 10. You are right. Yeah, you could argue that maybe it would have been better, but he is not doing it, at least just yet. He wants to maybe hit somebody with it if possible. Okay, there's a hook on a Magebane, but he doesn't even really care too much. Lowstone jumps in. There's the ult on a Magebane, but counter on a Gauntlet now taking a lot of damage. Behemoth this up. Looking for the Shockwave. Is it coming? He's running in.
He has a Shrunken on Magebane.
Oh, yeah. He is going to still look for it. Silhouette jumping in. There's Behemoth. The Fissure actually coming out first. Gets the kill, but now Lowstone with the Bardar jumping back in. A big stop as well. The Mana Rift to top it all off. Complete cleanup here by Complexity. Standing their ground. Andromeda's still the only one dead. And they're going to finish off the second set of racks in the end. So I don't know if BMG, yeah, they are going to have to throw in the towel here. GEG, well played. And it looks like game 1 will go to Complexity here in this 2-game series. So, yep, just got to be a little too much there. The push. Their final thoughts, different guy on that first game.